Da-na-na-na. 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 There you go. You know, I did not know how to snap my fingers for the longest time, you know. I still can't whistle, but I can snap my fingers, damn it. Yeah, that's how it goes. Okay. Well, we're just going to wait a minute or maybe 30 seconds, 10 seconds. I'm going to say 4 more seconds. No, you know, I was wrong. I was going to guess when the first person was going to pop in, but no, okay. Here we go. Hello, everybody. Hey, Dad. Hi, Caleb. It's been so long, son. Oh, son. My voice is still not 100% there, but it's like 90% back, so I think we'll be all right. Might make it a little bit shorter of a stream than I normally do, but I think we'll be all right. Ate sushi yesterday for my birthday. I ate sushi last week for my birthday. We went to a Japanese, like, hibachi place, and my dad had sushi for the first time. He never had it before that, and he enjoyed it, and it was nice. It was funny, him trying sushi for the first time. Glad to have you in the background while I edit a book. Great. Yes. Welcome back to Teching 101 Easy Listening as you're reading a book. I'm working a 10-hour shift with 3 hours left, and this is going to help me get through it. Well, I don't know if I'm going to be streaming for 3 more hours, Andrew, but I'll try to get you at least through a third of that. Will you ever finish the live action reviews? Yes. Maybe. I will try to get it done before season 2 happens, which they're going to start filming, I think, in the summer. I think May or June they're going to start filming. So from filming, then post, and then probably going to be released in 2025. That gives me over a year. I'm comfortable in saying I have over a year to get episodes 7 and 8 done. So we'll be all right. You're in the background while I write music. Oh, that's nice. So many people are doing so many things and having me in the background for it. That's very weird, but okay. Let's just roll with that. Techo. I'm going to be going to Techo this year. I have a new plan for... I'm going to be basically doing a One Piece trivia game contest. And it's... I bought some prizes for it. They're actually right over there on that shelf. And I got to work on that a little bit. But that's not until late July or mid-July. And I got a lot of other stuff coming up before that. So I will work on that more, and more information will come up. Yes. Please heart super chats so you know which ones you read. I think that's a new feature that just came out. If not, that I didn't realize it up until now, but I can do that, sure. Are you actually 30? No, I'm actually 31 now. Yep, 31. Next year, when I'm 32, I will have been on YouTube for half of my life. That's a weird feeling. I started when I was 16. Okay. So, you don't look 3. Yeah, I know I don't look 3, don't I? Well, that's good. I don't look 3. 1993 represent. Yep. The best year to get born. There's no other year better than 1993. All right. I have you playing over me sweeping the house. I love watching YouTube while I'm doing chores, but sweeping the house is always... Like, if it's a broom, it's fine, but whenever I have to use the vacuum, it's always like, okay, well, I can't hear, like, a podcast or YouTube or anything while I'm vacuuming the living room, so that's a little annoying. They need to make a silent vacuum cleaner. Get on that, scientist. Teching with a mustache post. Oh, yeah, okay. That's something that comes up all the time, and it's something that's like, he's like, oh man, Teching, you're growing a mustache, or Teching, that mustache sucks. I shave every night. I take a shower at night. I shave. I wake up later in the day. I have this. So yeah, it's not a fashion choice. It's not like I've decided to grow a mustache. No, this is just, and it's a little later in the day than I normally film, so that's why we're up to this now. This is the closest thing to like 5 o'clock shadow at 6:30 at night that I have. Have I read Sakamoto Days? No, I've read like 1 or 2 volumes of Sakamoto Days, but I always refer to it as Sakamoto Days. I don't know why I say it that way, but I do, and it's really cool. Give it a shot. Yeah, there you are. Viltrumite teching. Yep, that's the idea, I guess. Yeah, I'm a Viltrumite. I'm super strong now, yeah. I want to see beard teching. Nah. Maybe at some point later in my life, maybe when I turn 40, I'll try for the beard. But I think it's time we get into the stream topic, which is One Piece. I've just been talking about my birthday and my facial hair up until now. So, chapter 1113 happened. Let's see, what do we got? We got a lot of really cool stuff in this one. Sanji kicked an old man, and Brook cut off an old man's leg, and Usopp shot an old man in the face. Chopper blocked an old man trying to hit him, which was very rude, by the way. Yeah, a lot of people, Lestrats are really hurting these old men here, and that's not cool. You know, they did their service to their country. They are proud veterans of the world government, and they're just not respecting them at all. It's not happening. Elder abuse, I say. Absolutely. Yep. William would have loved last chapter. Dude, William is like the ultimate enemy of the Gorosei. William is the trump card to fight against the Gorosei. Yeah, Sanji drew blood. Yeah. I mean, the thing with the Gorosei, and I was even talking about this with a friend of mine that reads One Piece, is like, Oda is not depicting them in a way that's like, they don't bleed, or, you know, you could cut them in the face and they just like block the sword. Like Zoro uses Enma and the sword just hits their neck like this, and just like, you're gonna have to try harder than that. You know what's interesting though? Maybe pre-time skip, that's how it would have went. You know what I mean? Like if pre-time skip Zoro just tried to use the Wado, maybe it would have just like, you know, done that and nothing more. But even if you can force your way through and like slice off their head or something, like it's not gonna do anything, you know? So that's the interesting conundrum here. There's got to be a way around this. But yeah, like you could still hit them, you could still damage them, but you're damaging them in the most trivial, superficial way imaginable, because they're gonna heal like 2 seconds after that. Yeah. What's my prediction on how to stop the sea level rising? Well, you know, we got a lot of problems, you know, and I mean, like a lot of countries are gonna have to come to it. I don't even know if we could at this point. Oh, you mean One Piece? You mean the One Piece world? Okay. I mean magic, because it's One Piece. You probably have some magic power that could stop that. A giant drain plug. The Earth is hollow. I've actually been seeing a lot of the theories that the Earth is hollow in the One Piece world. And I actually could kind of see that. I could kind of see the drain, like the water just going into the hollow Earth. That would actually be kind of fun if Oda just makes the world hollow. Yeah. And that's where maybe Laugh Tale is and everything. Like, I'd be all right with that. I'd be okay with that. Go to the moon or go into the center of the Earth. One of the two. Oh, yeah. Ethan is huge. Ethan is like giant size. They're all giant size. It's just that sometimes the perspective's a little off. Bon Clay is horrible. Bon Clay is horrible. He isn't, and you're also spamming, so I'm gonna put you in timeout, and, you know, don't come back with that Bon Clay slander. Also, don't spam in general. Yeah, what did Bon Clay ever do to you, man? Bon Clay's a damn hero. Bon Clay deserves, like, some kind of medal for the shit he did. Yep. 9 Holy Knights plus 5 Gorosei plus Eam, 15, 16 chess pieces, so it's missing One Piece Blackbeard. Ooh. Like their chess pieces. Now that's fun. And I love, by the way, the cover that Oda did. Oda actually started a chess game to base the cover off of. And that's actually really cool in its own right. Hold on, I actually did show the cover of that. Yeah, look at that. That is an amazing cover. I mean, honestly, I said it before that it's one of my favorites. But the more you look at it, the more you see interesting things in the background. Like, I didn't even notice the first time I looked at it that the names of each piece is written on the like, so Luffy's does say king, Chopper's all say pawn. It's a really good cover spread. Really solid. But yeah, if they're all like pieces on a chessboard, that's pretty good. How many pawns are there? Are there 9? You think I would know more about chess if I did, but yeah, I don't. I couldn't tell you how many pawns are in the top of my head. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sanji's shield has a horse and Zoro's sword has a bird. A lot of Zoro's attacks are named after birds. And Sanji is, I guess, like a knight. You know, he's the not just a knight on the chessboard, but he's like a knight in shining armor kind of guy, you know. 8 pawns, Tekking. 8 pawns. Thank you. Thank you. The sunken Millennial Dragon Island and Ocean's naval hole in the sea. Coincidence, or is Toei's always known the endgame? I would not be against there being foreshadowing in anime-only filler if Oda directly told them. Like, actually, that would be kind of clever if, like, because they have to... They can't just do whatever they want without actually addressing Oda first. Like, they can't just, hey, guys, we're going to make an anime filler, okay, and just do it. And then Oda's like, what the fuck are you doing? You know what I mean? It's just like, yeah, you can't do anything. So they would have to pass it by Oda first. I wonder if Oda, that would be actually really cool. If Oda's like, yeah, throw this in the background. That would be neat. Based on the theory of Kuma sacrificing himself to kill Saturn, what... Hold on a second. Yeah. I could do this. That's cool. All right, neat. Based on the theory of Kuma sacrificing himself to kill Saturn, what if the way to kill a Gorosei is Cell from DBZ type action? Kuma explodes while holding Saturn. If no single cell survives, he dies. That would make sense if he regenerated the way Cell does. The way Cell regenerates is if you lop off an arm, he regrows the arm from, like, his, like, stump. You know, like that's how he regrows an arm. That's not the way that the Gorosei regenerate. The Gorosei regenerate with this weird miasma that's, like, around them, where when Saturn got wrecked by Kuma's punch, like, half of his face and his horn, like, his horn didn't just grow out of his head. His horn was like horn, and his arm was like arm, you know? I need to go into Foley if YouTube doesn't work out. Maybe I'll go into Foley at some point, because I could do some interesting sound effects with my mouth. I could do the bubbles really well. Yeah. Can we talk about Nami and Robin's friendship and how they're always protecting each other? Absolutely. I love that, and I didn't really focus on that scene as much as I should have, but the scene when Saturn is attacking them, and not Robin, Nami is the one that is like, protect Robin. I would scream it, but, you know. So, like, protect Robin, and then all the Straw Hats, like, descend on those words. Like, they're such a cohesive unit, and they're good friends at this point, that it's basically just, like, 2 words, protect Robin, and then they go into battle mode. You know, they don't need to think. They don't need to, like, sit down and assess the situation. Like, can we really beat this enemy? Like, especially for Usopp, who's always, like, scared of everything. This is not an enemy they can defeat. Like, there's no way. Well, okay, Chopper, Nami with Zeus. Robin's probably not going to be able to help very much because she is injured. Brook and Usopp together, fighting. They're not going to be able to beat Saturn. Well, like, Luffy's not going to be able to beat Saturn right now. Like, Zoro cannot beat any of the Gorosei. Like, it's... What does defeating the Gorosei mean in this context is what I'm saying, you know? Like, Zoro could go, into his, crazy Enma King of Hell and slice, Top Man right in half. He doesn't win. He just paste himself right back together. So there's no way anybody's beating the Gorosei in this arc. It's just not happening, and Oda is going over and over and over, showing us they're not getting beaten in this arc. You can't beat them with physical force. There's got to be another way to do it. You can't use hockey. You can. It's just not going to work. You can use armament if you want. That doesn't prevent their regeneration. Kuma's like one of his strongest, physical attackers in the story. His attack really didn't do anything. Imagine if Kanjuro had Golden Week hypnotic paint. I don't know if it's really so much the paint thing. It's more of Miss Golden Week's unique power. I don't think it's the paint. I think it's her unique skill. Luffy needs anti-magic. Yeah, if they could go into, the Black Clover universe. By the way, the new Black Clover chapters were pretty good. If you could just go into the Black Clover universe and grab Asta really quick and bring him back, then, yeah, that could probably do something. Yeah, trapping them in theory. Try chucking them into a volcano and see where you go from there. I mean, it worked before. It worked twice. Maybe it'll work for them, but I doubt it. I doubt that even chucking him into a volcano is going to do anything. I think parts of the red line might be partially hollow, so destroying the entire red line still plays a part. Yeah, the red line's going to collapse, whether it's all of it or part of it. It's at least the choke points where Marijois and Reverse Mountain are. Those parts are going to collapse. Absolutely. Use the Mafuba. I love that they brought the Mafuba back in Super, and then they botched the whole thing, and it's like, oh, we forgot the tag. I'm like, oh, my God. They had some good ideas in Super, but some of them just weren't executed right. What do you mean by hollow? Like the world could be hollow, the red line could be hollow. It's a fantasy world. It doesn't need to make practical sense. Have upper city protection from floods. Water 7 definitely does. Wano does. Could be an indication from those that lived in the Void Century that probably knew the world was going to flood one day, and they were like, oh, and Zunisha, same thing. And they started it as traditions, and some of the people might, like Water 7, they build the buildings like that very specifically because they know the city is flooding. Alabasta, they don't know that the world is going to sink, but you could look at it like that because Alubarna is up on that giant wall. So that might be more, because Alubarna was built thousands of years ago. That might have been a thing for like, yeah, we decided to build this city like that 1,000 years ago. It's just tradition to build cities and buildings like that. You know what I mean? It's not something maybe the people know about. Maybe people have forgotten it over the course of the centuries, but that's the reason why. Who would you say is each of the Straw Hats' best friends on the crew? I thought this myself and think most would say Usopp. Yeah, Usopp is just kind of that everyman that like everybody wants to hang out with. Like seriously, if I could hang out just to chill casually with any of the Straw Hats and like play a video game and get some pizza or play D&D or Catan or something, that's going to be Usopp any day of the week. Brook would be really cool too, just to hang out with a rock and roll skeleton, but Usopp's going to be my number one pick. He's just the guy you would love to hang out with. Like, he'd be down for a game of Magic the Gathering or go out and play, like, some tennis or something. He would be like, hey, Usopp, let's hit the gym. And he'd be like, yeah, all right, let's go. I mean, like, he'd be down for, like, pretty much anything, you know? Now, I don't know if, hang on a second. I don't know if GT is better than Super. Let's not say things that we can't take back. But let's not overreach here. You know what's funny? I never really watched almost all of GT until TFS is doing their GTFS watch through, and I'm like, some of those plot lines, man, I'm like, what the hell? Hi, Teching. Love your content. Keep up the great work. Have you ever noticed that Gear 3rd is the only gear to not be in a volume cover? No, I haven't realized that, but now I do. I would go and look at every single volume cover now, but I'm not going to do that. But I'll take your word for it. Did I hear MTG? Yes. You could say it, GT is better than Super. I don't think GT is better than Super. I think if you're going to say GT is better than certain parts or certain arcs of Super, sure. If you're going to say the Shadow Dragon arc is better than the Resurrection of F in the anime, well, yeah, absolutely. Or better than the Battle of Gods arc in the anime? Yeah, absolutely. We don't predominantly see women in anime bonding with each other and actually holding a friendship that aren't rivals. I like One Piece for that. Yeah, that's true. Well, no, actually, you know what? I've been watching that Hokkaido. I just finished that Hokkaido Gyarus Are Super Adorable anime last night. And most of the female cast in that, I mean, they're like, you watching it are like, they're love rivals, but they don't act that way to each other. And it's really kind of wholesome and really mature and nice. Yeah. Is the reason why Vegapunk doesn't know right from wrong because he removed his personality? No, I think it's just because he just focuses on science. You know, he's just, I want to further science for just humanity, you know what I mean? He doesn't really think of things in the context of, is there a god? Is there a devil? Is there objective good? Is there objective evil? Screw that. I'm just making stuff. I'm furthering science. I'm figuring out stuff. That's what I'm doing. I think that's, like, he's like true neutral with that shit. Like, he's just there to learn more about the world, you know? GT has its moments, but both series have similar problems at different points. Yes, absolutely. I'm not sitting here and saying that all of GT is horrible, all of Super is horrible. There's definitely parts that are better than not. But it's just, to say overall GT is better than Super, right now, as I'm just doing this watch through that TFS is doing, I'm going to say Super is better. Maybe he's still conflicted on Kizaru. like Vegapunk is conflicted on Kizaru. I don't think Vegapunk views Kizaru as evil. Maybe the sea will rise because of the destruction of the Red Line and not because of Im. Well, Im could cause the destruction of the Red Line. Although, well, you'd argue Im lives on top of the Red Line, but does Im give a shit ultimately? Like, does Im really care ultimately about the Tenryubito? Like, they're living up there, but do you think Im is like, I care about the Tenryubito. They are my family. I will not harm them. Or is Im like out for their own, like, because Im, you don't know what they are. You know, Im could literally be a ghost. He could be a god. And so he's just like, yeah, you know, these people are living up here with me, but I don't care. I can fly, bitches. You know, it could be something like that. Im could go live on the moon or go to another planet or something. We don't even know, man. Im could just be like, yeah, it was fun ruling the world for about 900 years on this planet, but yeah, well, screwed that up. I'm going to head to another planet now and do that. Im could be an alien. We have no idea. Come here often? Oh, I don't know, man. How about you? What have I been reading? I'm almost done with argument from Kings, or last argument for Kings. Last argument of Kings from Joe Abercrombie. I'm getting really close to that. I'm like maybe 150 pages left in that book, and then I'm done with that trilogy. Do I read manhwa? Very little of it. Im just has to rule over it. Yeah, Im might just like being in charge, and Im might honestly be bored with it at this point. Like, Im might have ruled the world for 800 years, and at this point, it's just like, I'm bored with this shit. I don't even care anymore. I'll hit the kill switch on this thing, hit the self-destruct button, and start over again. I don't give a shit. I'm immortal. You know, it could be something like that. Even the Gorosei did nothing wrong. Stella, Vegapunk, and Atlas did say they made up their mind with what's real. Could be the same concept to them. Sure. Sure. Ah, the Big Bang. Yep. Could be a Big Bang attack. Could just be like, I'm done with this. Im's probably tired. Dude, if you, like, this is the reason I would never want to be immortal. Like, do human lifespan being around, like, if you're lucky, you can make it to 100 if you're lucky. And even then, at that point, you're probably going to be so advanced in age, you're not going to be able to really enjoy life at all. You're probably going to be mostly bedridden. But let's say you live to be 100. Great, fantastic. I think living to like a couple hundred years, like maybe 200-300 years with the option to check out whenever you want would be pretty cool. I would not want to live forever. I can't imagine why anyone would want to live forever. At a certain point, you would just be insane. At a certain point, you'd be driven insane with just like, I'm 900 years old. I've encountered everything. I've seen everything. There's nothing else to do here at this point, you know? Or you'd be bored or just crazy. I finished reading Berserk. I'm all caught up. Actually, I got some fan art today. I got some fan mail I want to show you. This is pretty neat. Good that you mentioned Berserk. So this is from Michael from Michigan. Just to show you this really quick. Look at that. I got that today. That is some kick-ass art. That is cool. Love it. Thank you. Michael, right? Yes, thank you, Michael. I'm just going to cover up Barry with this awesome artwork of Berserk here. Yeah, somebody said that what if Ginny was Eames' wife? I don't think Ginny was Eames' wife. I think Ginny was, like, because the way that Saturn talked about it, like, oh, a fellow Tenryubito, you know, got Ginny as his wife. So I don't think it was Eam or anything like that. Does Eam have a dick? Like, not even in the context of like we don't know Eam's gender, but let's say, or sex, but let's say if Eam was a guy, does he have a dick? Does it work? These are questions. These are questions we need to ask. Oda might probably answer them. Oda does answer questions about dicks before. He's done it before. And you know somebody's going to ask Eam about his dick. And you know Luffy, if Luffy ever meets Eam face to face, Luffy's going to ask Eam, does he poop? Like, it's going to happen. We need to clarify this stuff now, you know? Oh, man. Oh, man. Will of Drowned. Ooh, the Will of the Drowned. That's cool. Yes, he does. I'm getting like people I'm getting people saying Eam does have a dick, and it's like the hugest, like Yeah, 2x4 dick that you just like slap it down, man. And then he just shakes the world. Yep. Oh, Luffy would ask 100% about if Eam poops or not. Like, dude, like, let's assume Eam does poop for a moment. Can you imagine his bathroom? Can you imagine Eam's bathroom? It would be the nicest bathroom in the world. He would just take a shit, like, on this awesome, like, throne above Castle Pangaea that just falls, everything falls over the red line. Like, he's, like, literally shitting on top of the world. Yeah. I don't think any of the Gorosei are traitors. I don't think they have the capacity to be traitors. Pretty sure they're all telepathic and therefore Vegapunk, not like the Vegapunks, but even more so where Eam knows what they're all thinking. Has to be luxurious, absolutely. That toilet would be bigger than most houses. Yep. I just heard you talking about Eam shitting. Well, that's a question you have to ask whenever you have, like, a supreme, like, shadow ruler of, like, the world. Like, I'm asking the serious questions here, you know? Like, if you're ever playing D&D and you ever implement, like, you know, oh, the Shadow Lord is there on top of Dread Mountain or something, one of the party is going to ask, like, what does he do up there all day? You know, like, that's always a question I've always liked to ask. Like, what does Palpatine do all day? Does Palpatine just sit at his desk and, like, does he play crossword puzzles? Like, what does he do all day? That's a question. Or does he just sit at a table and just, like, I am the Emperor. Yes. Just sitting here at my desk waiting for Yoda to walk in. Yes. Is that all he does all day? Like, what does he do? Yeah, torture some people maybe, like, all day, every day. That's all he does, you know? Yeah. Sephiroth. Yeah, Aizen, at least we know, drinks tea. Aizen has a tea time. Yeah. So, let's see what else we got here. One thing I've always thought of is that I believe that Eam and the sun god Nika are related in some way, but not in a good way, where I think Nika is the evil way. You know, because Luffy is the sun, a lot of people have said, oh, Blackbeard must be the moon. You know, there's got to be this yin-yang duality kind of thing going on here. And I'm perfectly fine with that. I don't know if it's going to be Blackbeard or it's going to be Eam. But, you know, I'm okay, since we're especially going with celestial bodies, the planets and the sun. The moon would have to be involved somewhere as well, unless, like, Eneru represents the moon, I guess. But Eam being a polar opposite of Luffy, because we already know that the Gorosei are, like, either actual yokai or mythical zones representing yokai in the same way that Luffy is a mythical zone representing a sun god. So it's kind of the same deal. Eam might be the earth. Eam could be Mother Ocean or the ocean deity. It's an interesting tightrope that we walk kind of thing, though, because it's like, how powerful could Eam be in this universe without it getting, like, ridiculous levels? You know, because you talk about comparable power levels in One Piece. Like, nobody in the One Piece world has the power to blow up a planet. Like, nobody's, like, you know, Goku, Boo levels of power. And if you implemented that, it would be weird if Eam had the power to, like, snap his fingers and shoot an energy beam or something and blow up an entire planet. So we're probably not going to go that high of a power scale ceiling. We're probably not going to go that high with it. Or, like, at the end of Toriko, where at the end of Toriko just, like, you have characters that can casually wipe out galaxies, like, at the end of Toriko. It's absurd, you know? So we're probably not going to go that crazy with it. Fujitora cannot blow up a planet. Like, the idea is, well, Fujitora can manipulate gravity, yeah, but, you know, Fujitora, could he grab the entire moon and just shove it onto the earth? Probably couldn't do that. His gravity probably has limits. He can pull down meteors and stuff, but I don't think that that's the case. Whitebeard destroying the planet would be summoning earthquakes and tsunamis. He can wipe out life on the planet. Whitebeard physically blowing up the planet, I don't think he could do that. When I talk about, I mean, like, literally blowing up Death Star, like, blowing up a planet from the core, like, destroyed, fragments, not in space anymore, gone, Boo blowing up the planet in Z, that kind of shit, yeah. Whitebeard could create so many horrible earthquakes and tsunamis, it could wipe out probably a good chunk of life on the planet, or at least humans. I mean, fish would be fine, but, like, he could wipe out, that kind of stuff, but yeah. Luffy cannot destroy the planet. I'm hard stopping on that one. I don't care. Luffy in Gear 5th is not blowing up the planet. It's not happening. Yeah, destroying the world and destroying the world and wiping out life on it are different things. Okay, there's a difference there, right? Like, yeah. Like, if a meteor hit our planet, like it did when the dinosaurs went extinct, during the KT extinction event, that wiped out a good chunk of animals on this planet. And there was also, like, the Great Dying. There's literally an extinction event on our planet just called the Great Dying, where, like, 99% of all animals on the planet got wiped out. The planet is still here, Will there be Yu-Gi-Oh! Tomorrow? Yes, there should be. We should finally be getting to Pendulums tomorrow. Finally. I know I've put it off long enough. We've delayed it enough. Unless Briggs has something going on tomorrow, we will get to that. Why is it great? Well, you gotta call it something, right? Just tuned in and heard the Great Dying. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just called the Great Dying. It's the Permian Triassic, but yep, the Great Dying. Yep. Turn Earth into a rubber ball and then bounce it. If we could see Luffy turning an entire island into rubber, that would be neat. He hasn't done that yet, though. It wasn't like Luffy turned all of Onigashima into a bouncy ball, although that would have been pretty cool if he could have done that, yeah. There's definitely an upper range with most devil fruits. Like, Law can stretch his room to the size of, like, a mountain, but, he can't cover the whole world in his room. Kizaru having the transponders now. I don't think that's the case. It's probably somewhere hidden on the island. York might figure out where it is because she is a Vegapunk. But so maybe the message might end, not completely. It might not go all the way through, but part of it is definitely getting out. Yeah. I like the Elder's fruit designs. Like, yeah, like, I like the idea that he threw in a sandworm. Like, that really does. They aren't all just yokai. The sandworm kind of spices it up a little bit. It's, like, a little different, It's like Oda could have just cracked open an old yokai book and had been like, that, and that. You know what I mean? And, like, and he did that for most of them. But, like, sandworm and the Hoki are also, the Hoki is from Chinese myth. So that's a pretty cool thing that he did. I was okay with that. I think you could have probably, Ethan looks sick. He's the coolest looking one. If I was going to swap out any of them, honestly, like, probably the one I like the least is honestly probably Top Man. The giant boar is like, okay, you probably could have done something else with that, but the boar looks, I mean, like, it's fine. I'm not going to complain about it or anything. The ones, from the one I like the most to the least, probably would go Ethan. Then I would probably go Mars with the Itsumade. Then I would go into Shepherd with the Sandworm. Then Saturn with the Ushioni. And then Top Man as the bottom. Luffy turns all islands into rubber duckies to save them from the flood. Now that is practicality. You're thinking outside the box there now. Yeah. The worm's the worst. See, I don't think so. Maybe like you're thinking like design-wise it's boring because it's just a worm. It's a worm that has like an X mark on his head and that's it. But like I'm like, the idea of having a sandworm in One Piece is great. Yeah. A worm is underwhelming. Well, like that's up to opinion, but I feel like the worm is okay. I feel like it's fine. Not my favorite, but it's pretty cool. No. I think the spider one is fine. It's just, I think I've just seen a lot of demon spiders in my day in various works of fiction, So it's like, oh, a demon spider. Okay. I've seen a lot of those. I've only ever seen sandworms in Dune and SpongeBob, really. Oh, I want the Itsumade to be like super brightly colored for some reason. I want Ethan to be clad in like blue fire. Um, yeah, those are like my two big notes. What color is the sandworm gonna be? You know what? I might have seen Tremors a long time ago, like parts of it. Haven't seen all of it. The Graboids. What about this is a misread on Vegapunk because when Roger and his crew knew about it, they just laughed. Maybe there's more to it. Well, okay, listen. I've gotten a few comments that basically say something like, that reveal that the world is sinking, that's lame. I hope there's more. And I'm like, yes, there's obviously going to be more, guys. Don't worry about it. That's not the whole message. It's not like the world's going to sink. All right, Quasar, later. Click. Like, that's not the whole message. That is the beginning of the message. We got a lot more left of that. Yeah. Pink would be funny. A purple sandworm. I like the purple. Let's go. Let's try to aim for purple. Yeah, Mistworm is... Actually, if it looked like Mistworm, I would be awesome, because Mistworm is a sick synchro card. Bonnie is not going to join the Straw Hats. Bonnie's not going to join. Purple Worm is from D&D. Purple Worm is from D&D. Sandworm is from Dune. Mistworm is from Yu-Gi-Oh! Graboid is from Tremors. Alaskan Bullworm is from SpongeBob. The story derives from Gilgamesh and the Great Flood. There are a lot of flood myths from back in the day. Obviously the one with Gilgamesh is one, Noah and the Ark is another one. The reason why there's so many flood myths back in the day is because early civilizations that got really built up are always built. Like, where do you build a civilization? Like, if humanity is leaving hunter-gatherer lifestyle and kind of setting down to agrarian, stationary, city-states kind of lifestyle, building up an economy and stuff like that, having fixed locations for places of worship and stuff, where are you going to build those places? You're going to build those places in very fertile lands that have access to water, which means rivers, which means you have Egypt and the Nile River. You have Sumer and Babylon in the Tigris-Euphrates River Valley and stuff like that. So you have the Yellow River and the Ganges River in China, right? So you have all these places that are next to rivers, and not all rivers are the same. Some rivers flood very regularly and not that much. Like the Nile just kind of floods a little bit, and the Egyptians built their whole civilization around that for their agriculture. And then you have the Yellow River in China that just would flood like crazy, unpredictably sometime, and just wipe out an entire town or maybe an entire city that's alongside it. And so because of that, you get a lot of flood myths because people were really afraid about flooding for a long time because a flood could come in, wipe out a town, and you're fucked. That's just how it is, I'm writing a Naruto Bleach fanfic, and I was wondering how you would do the captains do against the Kage. I mean, this is going to be really difficult because the Bleach characters are all like otherworldly and are way more strong just because of that. I mean, like Ukiura against Onoki, I would say Ukiura would win because he just has a godly amount of stamina compared to an old man. Yeah. So why is no? But you could do your fanfic however you want. It's just that you might need to do like a boost for the Kage if you want it to be an even fight. Why is no one speaking about Frankie? I mean, he's being Pluton basically confirmed now. Go on. Frankie was confirmed to be Pluton. I would like to know your thought process on that. Please explain. Please clarify. When was that revealed? It's been a theory for a while, but when was that confirmed? Komamura is a cool captain. If I had to hang out with any of the captains, it would be Komamura. He's a cool dude. Oh, he's a ship because, all right, it was a joke. I get it, right? Well, here's the thing. That's a popular theory that Frankie's going to turn out to be Pluton or the Sunny's going to turn out to be Pluton or something like that. So that is a thing that is out there. So I was like, no, he's not Pluton. He's not Pluton. The Sunny is not Pluton. It's Pluton is under Wano. Yes, that is confirmed, yeah. In the bad universe, Frankie becomes a ship. Pluton is buried under Wano. Yes. Yes, it is. Yeah, Tom did not make blueprints of Frankie. Yeah, Frankie did not exist 900 years ago, although maybe he did. Who knows? During Sky Island, the Shandians mention gods of sun, land, forest, and rain. We have a sun god fruit, so where are the others? That is a very popular theory because when the giant snake, not Nola, but the other, what was the giant snake in like Kagashima or something like that? Hold on a minute. It was no, it's actually not under Jaya, which is weird. Shandian civilization. Here we go. Kashigami, that was it. Kashigami. Is Elbaf a continent? If the giants needed more room, they would... Oh, yeah, Elbaf is a huge island. Elbaf might be... I mean, they say the only continent in the context of the One Piece world is the Red Line. Elbaf is probably going to be one of, if not the biggest islands in the world, though. It might be like Greenland. Like Greenland, is Greenland a continent? No, I mean, the way we classify it, it isn't. But yet Australia is. You know what? No, you know what? We're making this simple. Australia, your continent status is revoked. You are now no longer a continent, Australia. You are now a mere island. Fall in line with the other islands. Yeah, I know Greenland is not that big. It's because of the projection, because everything is stretched out when you take a flat Earth. No, a flat Earth. Oh, God, no, I said it. It's the Earth's flat. Oh, no. The Earth's flat, guys. I'm sorry. I was part of the Illuminati. They recruited me, but I let it slip. I'm sorry. It's over. I'm not going to make it till tomorrow. Might as well just say it. I've been watching a lot of Professor Dave debunks flat Earth stuff because I love Professor Dave. So go check out Professor Dave. He does some good work. I knew it. Elbaf may not be as big as Alabasta. Elbaf is... I would be okay with Elbaf being as big or bigger than Alabasta. Yeah, it has the world tree on it, so it's got to be huge. Yeah, Dave is great. Teching quick, name a Beyonce song. Yeah, I can't do that. Most popular music I'm not into usually. Couldn't really name a Taylor Swift one either. Sorry. Also, the Giants are bigger. Yes. Do you read the chat? Yes, I'm doing that now. I would like Shaka to come back with a different helmet because there's two guys that are in Daft Punk, so it'd be cool to come back with the other helmet, but we'll see. What kind of music are you into? You know, it's funny. We've been going to music trivia as of late. You think I would know more songs because of that. I do, actually. A lot of 80s stuff. Like, I'm getting more into Cheap Trick and Europe. I've had Final Countdown stuck in my head for the last couple of days. Other than that, I like a lot of music that was really big in the mid-2000s into the 2010s. So like The Killers, Panic at the Disco, All Time Low. I was into Post Malone for a hot minute there. Yeah. Dono ignored. Nah, we got them all saved. In fact, I am going to start going over those because, yeah, probably going to maybe 15 more minutes or 20 more minutes or so. So let's go over the fan funding stream. Haha, the donos are saved. Let's see. I didn't favorite all of these. And it's annoying because my thing closes every time I do that. Chances of the last poneglyph being on Marie Joie. It would make sense if at least one of them ended up there. They might have some poneglyphs, but they don't have the last road poneglyph, probably because it was on Fishman Island. Whitebeard was under control of that, so maybe somebody, like maybe Whitebeard moved it somewhere else, or Shanks maybe. Like, but like the idea is weird because like Neptune should have known where it went because Neptune was the king when Roger was there, and then later he was like maybe he should have said to the Straw Hats, like, by the way, it's here. Or maybe Neptune doesn't. Maybe Whitebeard took it, and Neptune even doesn't know. You know, could be that thing. Sakamoto Days. Will you do another Pokemon Nuzlocke? Maybe. Maybe in the future. I don't really have any plans to do it right now, but it's not completely off the table. Yeah, the Zoro novel. I'm looking really forward to that because it's going to further Zoro's life as a bounty hunter and what he was doing. I think he left the village when he was 17, the same as Luffy, but he was 19 when he met Luffy. So he was a bounty hunter for like 2 years. So I want to see where this goes with the novel. I'm really excited about that. Hope that gets an English translation, which it probably will. Then again, the law is really popular, and his didn't get an English translation, like an official one either. So we'll see where it goes. Do you think Vegapunk was referring to Eam? I'm going to make a whole video about that. That'll be the next video I talk about what Vegapunk meant with, like, the good and evil thing. And, like, the Gorosei, was he talking about Luffy? Was he talking about Kizaru? Was he talking about, whoever? I'm going to make a video about that, so I'll hold off for right now. I don't think it was Eam, though. Imagine if Conjuro, I answered that one with the Golden Week paint. Shove Sea Prism in the Gorosei while they regen. That might not do anything. I mean, you could try it, but if it was that easy to take care of them, just strap a Sea Prism, like, handcuff on them or something. I don't think they would be great boss fights if that's all it took to kill them. If you just, like, stab them with a Sea Prism nail, and that's all it takes. Nail! Answered that one. I have not seen Freerun yet. I know a lot of people were freaking out over that one. Haven't seen that yet. Answered that. Maybe Sky Islands sinking back to the sea level, maybe. I think the Sky Islands are going to be fine, although if the ocean level goes down, the Sky Islands might go down too. But we don't know. I don't think the ocean might not go down. It's going to go up, if anything, so maybe the Sky Islands get pushed into space. What if Vegapunk told Kizaru about the message and activated by his death and then gave him the snail? Keep it directly under their noses. The way that we've seen the distribution Denden Mushies is they're pretty big. They're bigger than regular, like, baby Denden Mushies. I don't think Kizaru could have it on his person. I don't think that would work. Yeah, I finished Berserk. I have not seen Sandland. Sounds like a cool title, though. I mean, judging Berserk and One Piece Hunter x Hunter as, like, which one is objectively best, I mean, they are very different mangas. I guess Hunter x Hunter and One Piece would be the closest, but the way that Togashi expands his world and the way that Oda does it with his are very different ways. Berserk is a completely different, like, demographic. It's a seinen, and it's a completely different kind of story, so I don't even really... Comparing One Piece and Hunter x Hunter, that is really tough, because I love those series dearly. And you're going to hate me to say this, but I kind of like them equally for different reasons. I can't really say I like One Piece or Hunter x Hunter better than the other one. They are true equals of greatness, in my opinion. Do you think that Eam and the Gorosei just want to protect the Tenryubito from the flood? That would be interesting if you did the spin of, like, Eam does care about the Gorosei as his friends. We haven't really seen how they interact just by themselves. Like, there's definitely a position of dominance because the Gorosei bowed to Eam and, like, knelt to Eam. So I don't think it's like we're all on the same level here. We're all best friends kind of thing. I care about you, top man. I don't think it's anything like that. It would be an interesting, because I love it. This is a thing that Hunter x Hunter does really well with the Phantom Troop. They're not just this group of evildoers that are like, who cares about each other? Like, they genuinely care about each other like a family. And that's why they're one of the best villain groups in all of anime because of that. Eam has the Philosopher's Stone and the Gorosei are homunculi. I mean, yeah, if you want to do that direction with it, like the One Piece version of a homunculi, the One Piece version of a Philosopher's Stone, sure. like, but like the idea of a Philosopher's Stone, like that's never been mentioned up until now in One Piece. It'd be weird if Eam was like, I have the Philosopher's Stone, and everyone's like, great, what the fuck is that? It's like, oh, it's a stone that gives me immortality that was never mentioned before up until now. Oh, that's cool. This isn't Full Metal Alchemist, so, you know, if he's like, yeah, I have this magic rock that gives me immortality, it was never mentioned. I'm like, yeah, that would be kind of lame, I think. I don't really care about that. Yeah, no. Luffy turns all islands into rubber duckies. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, there's definitely more to the message. Bleach fanfic. Thank you for the 5. Sony man. Yeah, the Sons of Land. People brought that up a lot with the sun, not the sun god, but that snake god thing. So it's like, oh, we're going to see all the other gods at some point. That's not a guarantee we are. It's just something that was thrown in there. Like I could see Oda doing that or not doing that. I don't think it's really going to affect like how I view the story at all. Like these were foreshadowed, but never happened. Like, look, guys, here's the situation. Once One Piece ends, there's going to be a lot of theories that are going to have no water. You know, like the Emerald City thing and you know, like all these different crazy theories that people have come up with over 25 years of One Piece. There's going to be a lot that are just going to go nowhere. So, I mean, like, One Piece could end and we never find out about these other gods. You know, I don't see that as a point of getting mad at Oda. Or, not to say that you would. I'm just saying that, like, hey, Oda, what happened to the Emerald City? Bellamy mentioned it. We should have seen it. And it never showed up. It's just like, well, that wasn't super important. Maybe that one was just a legend. You know? Whoa. What's up with Lucci and the flaming hockey in his hybrid form? That's more of like an anime thing, unless you're talking about like the flaming, like it's like fur, but it's like looks like fire. Other than that, if you're seeing like something in the anime, that's just hockey aura looks cool kind of shit. Oh, you in an anime with the you saw it in an AMV? Okay, yeah, that was probably just some anime something. It's not maybe in the manga. Do you think there's an even more broken devil fruit that's yet to be revealed, like one for land that creates land masses? Maybe. There could, like dragons is going to be broken, and we don't know what it is exactly, but it's something that involves the weather, so his is going to be pretty broken. Could you do another tier list? There will be more tier list streams, absolutely. Anime Dad or like a master. I keep getting the recommendations for the Anime Dad tier list. I will do that at some point, I guess. I keep getting it, so I'll do the Anime Dad tier list. Would you ever do a collab with One Piece Talk? Yeah, sure. Do a collab with anybody. Have you done power scaling for Naruto? I have not, no. I just came across your channel. I have not done that for that. I'm just... Off the top of my head, I haven't broken down, like, I'm going to look at every aspect of Ukiyora's character and every aspect of the Raikage's character and break them down on the minutia of, like, every chapter, every feat they've done in the story. I haven't done that. I've read both stories all the way through. I'd say just off the cuff of my, just top of my head, I would say the captains or the Espada would be stronger than the Kage of Naruto. That's just off the top of my head. I haven't broken down the minutia of power scaling for them. That's just what I'm thinking. But, you know, good luck to you for your fanfic stuff. I mean, that's like that. You do the research and stuff. I don't really do power scaling stuff. Once in a blue moon, I'll dip my toe into that, but usually I don't do it all that much. What do you think about my theory that Joy Boy could have been strong enough to turn the play into a giant balloon and it's now slowly deflating? The planet. The planet. I got it. That would be interesting. I'm not completely against that idea. It sounds silly at first, but then if you heard about that, you would probably laugh. There would be questions about that I would have, like if there's a hole in it, like at Eni's lobby, wouldn't there be air shooting out of the hole constantly as it's like deflating? That's not a bad idea, but there's got to be, you got to really expand on that a lot. Not you, but like Oda would have to expand on that in a way to make it like practically make sense. Yeah. Not a bad idea though. Whoa. Getting more super chats. The Den Den Mushi's on top of the egg. Yeah, that'd be a great place for it. Thank you for all the great One Piece content. Thank you, MadScript. Have you done what Pokemon the Supernova would have? That'll probably be the next one. Maybe part of them, because there's a lot of Supernovas. No, I'm probably not gonna. I'm not gonna do the dying series again. It was depressing, and I don't want to keep doing it. Yeah, so I stopped. The islands start to sink. Luffy swallows enough ocean water to keep the islands from going below sea level. Then Luffy spits the water out and propelling them into the sun. Luffy in Gear 5th could do that, and I really wouldn't be surprised at this point. Spitting him into the sun, that's maybe a little bit excessive, but like Luffy can pretty much do anything when he's in Gear 5th. That's kind of the idea. So, you know, like spitting a bunch of water out at people and knocking them away, that I could see that, sure. Kid Luffy had a shirt last when the Gray Terminal was being burned, where he could be saved by Dodon and Ace. Could Luffy, Akainu, Zoro, Dragon, and a cat... Whoa, okay, I need to reread this again. Kid Luffy had a LAZD, like, dog shirt when the Gray Terminal was being burned, and where he was saved by Dodon and Ace. Okay. Could Luffy, Akainu, Zoro, Dragon, and a cat play a very important combo? Because I think that's reaching. Thank you for the 20. I think that's reaching a bit because Luffy, Akainu, Zoro, I think that's reaching a bit. If that does end up happening, congratulations, you win the internet. But I think that's going a little bit too far with it. I didn't even understand where that was, like, what is that for a moment? Oh, it's because a cat, because scaredy. Yeah, no, I don't think that's a thing. Kind of a cool way to... See, this is the thing where a lot of people in One Piece, like, how far do you take the theories? Like Oda foreshadows a lot of things. He does. That is irrefutable that he foreshadows so many things in weird ways. But then you go really far with it, and it's like, okay... You know, like, how far is too far with the theories? And it's like, there isn't a limit, basically. Will Spin the Wheel come back? Yeah, I will. Are you going to play the crab souls like with Bell? Sure. How would Sanji react to gender flip Zoro? He'd be very conflicted. Do you think Kobe will team up with the Straw Hats to fight the Blackbeard Pirates and fight Aokiji similar to Garp and Roger against the Rocks Pirates? Yeah, I can see Kobe teaming up with the Straw Hats to fight against, like, Rocks or something, or the Blackbeard Pirates, like the Rocks Pirates if they come back or something. I could see Kobe and Luffy having a combo battle at some point. What Straw Hat do you want to be the first to fight alongside Gear 5th Luffy? I mean, we kind of already had that. It was Sanji. So we kind of already had one. Thoughts on the possibility of Eam being a yokai? I mean, if we're just going along with the ideas, he basically is. But he might be like a god, though. You know, like not just a regular yokai, but a deity. Rulers of the ocean and gods of the sea. Yeah, that would be what I would put my money on. All right, we're going to switch back to the regular chat here. There we go. Yeah. Pangea, though. Yeah, bring back the wheel. Why is he squinting like that? I don't know. I'm losing my sight. I need my glasses. Yeah, let's see here. Yeah. Oh, there's the chat. Yeah, okay. God, I'm going to be doing this when I'm 70. I'm going to be doing YouTube when I'm 70 years old. You know what's great? Even if, like, I don't do YouTube my whole life, I don't know what the future holds. But, like, I'm going to keep up with it. Like, even if it gets to the point where it's like, hey, I can't make money off YouTube anymore. It's just not sustainable. I need to go get another job or something. I'm still going to pop in and do videos every now and then. So I probably will still be 70 years old and be like, well, let's see what's going on with the YouTubes. Which Pokemon would Whoop Slap have? Arceus. Do you think that you could beat Vegapunk in a chess match? He's the smartest man in the... Do I think I could beat, like, Kasparov in a chess match? You know what? I think I could take him. Yeah, no, I would lose in, like, I would somehow get FTK'd. Somehow. Oh, man. My friend Cody is a pretty good chess player. Yeah. I will be better than Brett Keane. I will not turn into a manatee. And I'll still give you 5 doll hairs. Chapter 12,420 of One Piece. Hello, everybody. Chapter 9,999 review. We're almost at chapter 10,000. Oh, my heart! Does this answer how Impel Down got built? I think Impel Down got built either by Fishman and Merfolk slavery, or maybe it was built and then it flooded. Maybe. You damn kids, get off my stream. It's I shouldn't say it scares me, but I'm very interested in seeing what the internet's going to look like in like 50 years. Not even, you know what? Take that back. Not even 50 years. 20 years. 20 years. How this is going to look. Please do a collab with me. Yeah, we can maybe figure something out there. Because Aunt Amanda, you've sent me some cool stuff before. That's the qualification. If you send me cool stuff, I do a collab. No, that's not it. But you're a YouTube. We could figure something out, like a stream or something. Yeah, sure. 5 years will be different enough. Yeah, I know it'll be different in 5 years, but I like jump to 20 and see where it's at then. It'd be weird. Be weird, man. It'll probably be made out of Chrome. Everything will be made out of Chrome. AI-generated YouTubers. I've been saying this for a while. What's going to happen is you're going to take VTuber technology and AI, and the AI is going to get really good, and then you're just going to have AI YouTubers. It's going to happen, and people are going to be like, nah, that's not going to happen. They won't be able to, they're not going to be able to be the same as humans. I'm just like, 10, 20 years, you don't know, man. I'm telling you, it's going to be freaky. You could get some weird uncanny valley with this shit. Are you AI? That's the trick. I am. Ooh. AI generated waifus. Yep. Oh, the brain rot's going to be high. We already have AI YouTube videos. Yeah, they're not great. But just imagine the technology getting better. That's the thing. People have said to me, like, that's not going to happen. Look where AI is right now. It can't even do this. And I'm like, well, yeah, it's right at, well, not right at the beginning, but we're in the early stages of this. Give it 10 years. It's going to be different. Look at the internet 20 years ago. Like, this job I'm doing right now didn't exist 20 years ago. It just, the internet was not good enough to stream. I am streaming at fucking 5,000 kilobits per second here. That is not something that you, like, I don't even know what you could do in 2004. But it's not that. Yeah, we are all AI. We will all be AI. Is Barry AI? Yes. It would be cool to give Barry sentience at some point. You know, like we just make Barry a living person. How many floppy disks per second are you streaming? Probably thousands. I have no idea, man. I was a freshman in high school in 04. I was a middle school student in 04. YouTube has moved so far beyond what its creators imagined. Oh, yeah. I was watching, because Smosh is back, and I was watching them kind of relive YouTube. They said, like, 2013 was the best year on YouTube. And I was watching some of that stuff from 2013, and I'm like, I can't believe that was 11 years ago already. You know, like Miley Cyrus's, like, the Wrecking Ball video, that was 11 years ago. I'm like, what? What does the Fox say? That was 11 years ago. The Harlem Shake, that was 11 years ago. Like, I remember this shit like it was yesterday, and it's so weird it's been that long. Anthony and Ian, baby, yep. Smosh, an ancient name from days long past. Teching, quit making me feel old. Oh, equals 3. I remember that. Ray William Johnson, right? Yeah. Chocolate Rain was even older. Chocolate Rain's coming up on 20 years. Because it would have been in, what, 06 was Chocolate Rain? Yeah, 06 or 07. The internet, that's the thing. The internet speeds up everything. You know, like, somebody actually once told me this. Not told me this, but I heard this from a YouTuber at some point. I can't remember who it was. Oh, actually, you know who it was? Okay, it was Richard Garriott who does the Ultima games, but he heard it from somebody else. I don't remember. Here's a quote. I'm going to give you a quote, okay? If you want to write the best novel in the history of mankind, or one of the greatest novels in the history of mankind, that's going to be very, very fucking difficult, right? Because there's been so many great, you'd have to be on the level of Shakespeare or Agatha Christie or something, right? Like you'd have to have like it would be very, 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 very fucking difficult. But if you were able to do it, that book that you wrote would probably stand as one of the best novels of all time for a long time. But if you want to make the greatest video game ever made, well, that's honestly not too hard because video games haven't been around for much longer and the technology is always improving. However, even if you manage to make the best video game that's ever existed now in 2024, in 10 years it's going to be, I mean, there might still be a loyal fan base playing it, but in 10 years, it's going to be passed up. 20 years, it's going to be retro. Baldur's Gate 3, I love that game. In 10 years, it's going to be like, yep, Baldur's Gate 3, a great best game of 2023. Yeah, now on our PlayStation 6 or PlayStation 7 or whatever we're doing, right? You know? Yep. Think about it. Don't do that voice. Don't do what voice? Angry video game nerd. Yeah. He got me into YouTube. It was the first guy I really watched on YouTube, and I went crazy from there. That was like, oh man, this is just a guy making videos about video games. I could do that. Fun times. Skyrim and GTA 5 are infinite. Like I said, like Skyrim, what was that, 2011, 2012 was Skyrim? Like Skyrim still has a loyal fan base. People still play it to this day. It gets mods and it's always improved and stuff like that. Sure. But stuff coming out, I'm not going to just say like Skyrim is objectively like best game of all time and it will stay that way for 50 years. Like I just don't think that's going to happen. No. I don't think that's true now. When am I doing another Medieval game review? Tell you what, when they come out with another game, I want them to remake Medieval 2. That's such a good game. Yeah, Skyrim is far from being the best game. Exactly. That's what I mean. There's still a fan base. There's still mods coming out to improve the graphics. I get that. But there's no way it's like a game and like, oh yeah, GTA 5 really good, GTA 4 really good games. But there's just better shit now. I'm more scared that we're not going to own anything anymore. I think eventually we're going to get to a society where paper money is just phased out and where it's just all going to be digital. It's going to be not tomorrow, not within the next 10 years, but eventually we'll probably get to that, yeah. Bon Clay is awesome. Yep. Bon Clay. It's been about an hour and 10 and we're starting to really move away from One Piece now, so I think I'm going to end it here. I'm getting kind of hungry. I got some salmon. Gonna make some salmon and it's gonna be delicious, and I got this nice little like loaf of like I got a baguette, I got some bread and some really good cheese. Was it Manchego cheese I got? We're doing our quarterly cheese night this weekend, and I picking up some cheese for that. Yeah, salmon the gut. I love salmon. Fish is amazing. I feel bad for anybody that doesn't like seafood. I'm just saying because, like, I've known people that, like, hate seafood, and I'm not like, you suck. I'm not like that. I pity you to a certain degree because I'm like, you're missing out on so much. Like, I understand you like what you like and you hate what you hate. You can't make your taste buds enjoy something. If you hate fish, you hate fish. But, like, man, I feel bad for you. I really do. Like, fish is so wonderful. Seafood, the bounty of the sea is so immense. Seafood might be my favorite thing. Like, seriously, I really love seafood. If seafood is cooked right and well, oh my God, it is heavenly. It's so beautiful. I like, if you're allergic, I feel so bad for you if you're allergic to seafood. That is such a huge percentage of food that you just can't have. And I'm like, damn it, that there's no justice in the world. Oh man, I feel so bad for you, dude. Ah, yes, the insects of the sea. People need to stop shitting on insects, all right? You know, I've eaten insects before. They're fine. It's just raw materials, man. You got protein, you know, zero net carbs, you're good, all right? I don't make it a daily thing, but I have eaten insects before. It's just, okay. Yup, that was an insect. Sure is. Yep. The smell puts me off. Yeah, I've heard that from a lot of people. My old boss at Dollar Tree didn't like seafood for, like, I think the same reason. She was just like, yeah, I don't like the way it smells. I don't like fish. I don't like shrimp or salmon or anything like that. Yeah. Sucks you love seafood but live in PA. I mean, we get pretty, I mean, like, it's obviously not going to be super fresh. I don't live on the, you know, the coast, but, you know, I there's a few places around here that get some really good quality salmon, really good quality. Like, there's a place that has swordfish, and I want to cook some swordfish coming up here. Yeah. How was it cooked? I was in New York. It was in Chinatown, and one of my friends bought this little packet of, like, seasoned, dried, like, crickets. And I had a few of those, and they were fine. Just little lightly seasoned, dried insects or whatever. Yeah, protein is protein, man. It's just food. Hey, man, I'm just telling you what. If you're ever lost in the woods and you got to eat insects, good luck to you. I love salami, salmon sashimi, and that made me think of salami for some reason, but I like salami. Yeah. But I'll be cooking arlong. Arlong is not a swordfish. He's a saw shark. Been watching you for many years. Yeah, I've seen that logo before. Just wanted to say thanks for making one of the best stories ever told with your content. Thank you, your go-to guy. You're my go-to guy. Your go-to guy. I'd rather take the poisonous mushroom. Really? Wow, that's, holy shit. The death cap mushroom, damn. Would you eat spiders? There's grilled spider. That's a thing. Let's look at some. Okay, I'm gonna be ending the stream soon, so you could dip out if you want. I'm gonna be looking up like cooked spider here, so I'm gonna look this up and see if it looks appetizing. Cooked spider. Okay, is this a thing? Deep fried tarantula. This is a spider dish from Cambodia. How to cook and eat spiders in Cambodia. Spiders are a culinary staple. Okay. I gotta be honest with you. I would eat this. Like, maybe don't give me a giant plate of like 12 of them. But if I was in Cambodia and they're like, you need to try a spider, I'd be like, all right. Yeah, I'd probably have one of those. Try something at least once, you know? Yeah. Disgusting. No, you wouldn't. I think I would. Guys, once you break down food to just like, okay, what's in a spider? It's like you got protein. You know, maybe, I don't know, there's carbs in spiders. I think it's mostly protein, probably. You're fine. You're good. It's prepared properly. You're good. The only thing I'd be concerned with was like, am I ingesting spider venom? Is this gonna like potentially kill me, or is this like a problem if I'm like allergic or something? But other than that, I'd be fine with it. You like effing with the chat. Okay. Sure, buddy. They're pretty much always fried. Dude, everything tastes good if it's fried. If you fry something, it tastes good. I will have a fried spider. Oh yeah, here's one. Deep fried tarantula. Deep fried tarantula, anybody? That seasoning actually looks pretty damn... I'm getting super fucking hungry now. I'm hungry. I don't know why. The spiders are making me hungry. I'm gonna go make some salmon. Burger mosquito. Deep fried pizza. Aw, it's a cute little guy. That actually looks better. Yep. Remember the COVID? I'm basically learning that if anybody in the chat ends up in the woods and has to eat like bug larvae to survive, they're just gonna die. All right, I'm learning this. People have a very big aversion to insects and spiders, and I get it. They look a little creepy, but guys, they're fine. They're just animals like everybody else, you know, like everything else. They're not alien creatures from hell. They're just here. All right. Yep. There's some things you probably don't want to eat because they're venomous or poisonous. You don't want to ingest them. Like, I would not ingest a deep fried, like, here's a deep fried puffer fish. I'm like, oh man, that tetrodotoxin, that really hits the spot. But, like, you know, if there's no immediate danger of dying from poison, then yeah, sure. Or if they just taste bad. But I've never had spider before, so I couldn't tell you if they taste good or bad. I really couldn't. I've had alligator before. Deep fried alligator. That shit was good. Wouldn't that neutralize the poison by deep frying it? I would imagine it would. Tekking has so little respect for Saturn, he would eat him. Yeah, that's the thing. All right. Yeah, Morge is probably going to be streaming later. I've had calamari. I love calamari. Calamari's great. Roaches are another thing. Once again, sustenance, like not something I would like. If I'm just hanging out at my house, I'm like, oh, deep fried roach. That's what I'm really craving right now. But it's like, I don't know, if I'm somewhere, some other country, and there's like a stall and just like, here, have this, and I'm like, well, that looks okay. Yeah, all right. Or it's like, don't really care for the taste of that. Probably not going to try that again, but gave it a go. All right, so on that note, I'm going to be leaving and cooking dinner. Don't worry, I'm cooking regular dinner. Yeah, let me know on how you feel about eating bugs. This will be Tekking signing out.